Next up, Nate Smith, athletics director at Englewood High School here in the Denver metro area. It's another big moment for their facilities and the entire campus. Just recently, in the last day or two, it was announced that it'll be Englewood that's going to be hosting the men's lacrosse semifinals and championships again at Randy Penn Stadium in Englewood. So, Nate, how does this happen? Here you guys go again to where you're hosting significant events at the preps level.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think it's, I met with Justin from CHSA last week and went over the facility and, did a little tour over there. And, we've always hosted semifinal lacrosse here for as long as I can remember. The last 5 years I've been at Englewood, we've always had semifinal for both boys and girls soccer. And then this year, I know the CHSA staff has had some issues trying to find sites to host event just with all the COVID restrictions. And they came to us and asked if we would be interested in hosting lacrosse. And, we want to do our part to help the association out. And I think we have some advantages in our location is centrally located, right? Pretty well smack dab in the middle of the metro area. And then I think we also have, we have great facilities at Randy Penn Stadium. Our community's been so supportive to us. We just wrapped up and, did an over $5 million renovation of the stadium. And on top of that, our staff, we have the staff that is used to hosting these type of events and at our stadium, and also our staff assists with the state soccer tournament as well. So I think we have the staff to pull it off, and we have the great facilities to put it off. And I think the other advantage is we're a neutral site. We won't have a team in the tournament, so that no one gets an advantage by getting to host on their home field.
Yeah, and I thought that was kind of interesting too. Consider that within the story of you hosting the 2021 semifinals and championships for men's lacrosse at both classifications is You don't have any lacrosse clubs. You don't have any lacrosse programs. So why are you a fit for the game of MLAX to host, those huge events?
Yeah, well, and we've had a team. This is our first year that we haven't had a team, but we're hoping to get it back next year. But I think one is our field. There's very few stadiums that actually have a full-size lacrosse field or a soccer pitch. Usually they build a football field and then they squeeze in those those other sports. And we have the actual full regulation size boys, girls lacrosse, and soccer on our field, which makes it appealing for the coaches, right? They want to play those state level events on an actual regulation field. And then I think, you put that in with the staff, being able to have the staffing to run the events. I think we're a good fit.
When you consider some of the power programs that might have an opportunity to advance to the semifinals, do any of those programs have any history with your campus? Well, I don't think so, right?
Well, Cherry Creek was just over for semifinals. Fairview was over for the semifinals for soccer.
Okay.
We've hosted, because we hosted 5A soccer this year. So, yeah, there's some teams that were just there for soccer. And actually the day after the lacrosse state championships, I'm hosting the 5A girls semifinal soccer. So it could be possible that schools are playing back-to-back nights on our campus.
Well, how about that? Nate Smith, athletics director at Englewood. He doesn't have a horse in the race this year, but it's funny how you dropped Cherry Creek, Fairview. Yeah, they are in the conversation for possibly advancing to what is, now going to be your venue where you're hosting those championships. What excites you? Just, being a guy who likes athletics and considering your position, that's your career. What excites you hosting this kind of thing?
Well, it's always fun. And I've hosted, girls golf championships. I've hosted state soccer championship. And obviously that's the best of the best, right? And it's always fun to watch the best of the best. And for me to see how excited the communities get around those games, right? And hopefully with the, COVID restrictions kind of loosening, it's great to have that student section, right? Because that's why I'm in this. We're passionate about high school sports, and we're passionate about kids, and seeing the students in the stands, seeing them excited about what's going on in their community is just what makes my whole year, right? So it's always fun to have these great state level events.
Right. You mentioned it and hinted it, that's always going to be a topic, has been for 14 months, right? So what are the restrictions, parameters, protocols that apply to, students, fans, anybody that wants to show up there and consume what should be some exciting semifinals and championship action?
Well, I'll say this now with the caveat, as we know, these things can change on an hourly basis, it seems like. But right now, we're, all the Tri-County health orders will expire on June 1st. And we know we still have some restrictions from the state. I still have to be able to contact trace in this event. And we are, but there's no mask requirement anymore in the county. And we don't have, we're going to be able to get get any fan that wants to watch the event. We're going to be able to get the fans in there. We'll also be streaming the games. So if people don't feel comfortable coming out, they'll have an opportunity to stay at home and watch the games. But we're not with those orders expiring. There's not a whole lot we have to do other than everyone that's there. We're going to have to be able to contact trace in case we did have an issue.
So you can correct me, but I'm going to spit them out real quickly and then we'll wrap up. The semifinals for men's lacrosse, both classifications, will be on Saturday, June 19th, 10 o'clock, 12:30 for 4A, 3 o'clock, 5:30 for Class 5A. And then the championships will be Tuesday, June 22nd, 5 o'clock for the 4A state championship, and then 7:30 for the Class 5A championship. And once again, the Pirates will rally, and they'll be hosting the lacrosse championships.